Stars International is a multicultural, open-format record label with multiple production services from recording to broadcasting. On the label side, we focus on developing artists and helping them achieve their goals. On the production side, we cover anything from recording and mixing your vocals to creating your master track. We also include distribution if needed, and we have full access to TV production and on-air services to help build and create the artist you want to be. We're a fully digital studio and plan on taking music theory to the next level.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day,
Or just to say good morning.
so get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's
Showtime!
Ow, that's in my ear. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Brew Crew. Good morning to you, my friend. How do you do this every day? I bequeath this back to you, Your Grace.
You be
Grace,
what?
I bequeath
You
it
be
back
cool.
to you, my Grace.
I'm just checking the sound, baby. If you see red, just lower the slider. If you see red on mine. If you see it peak on the red, that means it's peaking.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
How are you doing? Happy Monday.
I feel like I've slept all weekend.
I have not slept in forever.
I didn't get out of my bathrobe. I didn't get out of my bed except to use el baño.
Nice.
And then I decided that 50-degree weather and me do not associate anymore.
It's a good thing you don't live in New York anymore. How would you be doing that, my friend?
I would never work.
Slick's in the house.
How do you know that?
Slick's the only one that follows our protocols on temperature taking. Oh, it's Valerie. Valerie's in the house. Good morning, Valerie.
You messed up.
I messed up. Valerie takes her temperature too. You look lovely today. You look lovely. Happy Monday, everyone.
How was your weekend? How was your weekend? I'm glad.
My weekend was a little chilly. It was nice. I really didn't do a whole lot of work this weekend.
I see you cooked. You brought chili in.
I brought chili in. I almost burnt the house down yesterday making pancakes. I really need that whole pancake skill.
When you pour pancake, you know how to make the batter, right?
Yes.
When you pour the pancake on the hot griddle,
Yes, hot.
and it begins to do bubbles.
It smokes.
Excuse me?
It gets smoky.
What kind of griddle you using?
A skillet.
What you put on there, butter?
Yes.
And
And
it's-
then everything
hold
turns
on.
black.
Hold on. I didn't say burn it. I said when you start seeing the bubbles,
Flip it.
you flip it. You're only going to keep it on the flip side 1/3 the time because if you keep it on there too long, it's going to burn.
So, I made blueberry and chocolate chip pancakes.
Yeah.
They were so black that you couldn't really tell whether they were blueberry or chocolate
You burned
chip.
them.
But they tasted good.
You burned them. You overheated the skillet.
The outside, it was like too much butter. I think the butter got over browned and overcooked. And then
Is
I
this
made
real
chili.
butter?
No.
What you use? Like that
I use,
margarine?
yeah,
Please don't
like
squeeze
sea
the margarine?
salt, margarine, something.
That's
Yeah,
why.
that's what it
But
was.
that stuff doesn't work on a skillet.
Well, therein lies. I almost burnt the house. Well, not really. I almost burnt the
You-
house. I
you
got a little
just-
smoky.
You just have to turn them faster. You can't keep them on as long. How long did you keep it on? Tell me 5 minutes. I'm going to run out of here laughing.
It bubbled. I added the blueberries. I flipped it. I put some chocolate chips. I flipped it.
And it was, you only had to flip it once. How many
Yeah.
times are you going to keep flipping
And
it?
then I always worry about it being like goopy in the middle.
So
I make
what?
them small. And no one likes goopy pancakes.
Everybody likes
That's why I
goopy.
don't like to cook. Because then they go to me, it's fine. Well, if it's fine, then why do I
Goopy is
bother?
delicious. There's nothing like
When
goopy.
people cook for you, do you ever say it's fine?
No, I eat it.
When they tell me it's fine,
You don't
then
cook
why
no
do
more.
I bother cooking
Yeah.
anymore? So the chili, they all said to me, I said, I'm making chili for dinner. The kids came over last night and they went, no, we're going to let you save your chili for the week, which was really sweet. They said, because if we all eat it, you're going to have nothing left for you to take to work for lunch. I said, okay. And they made a lovely dinner. Ashley and Aaron went to the grocery store and they made a lovely pasta and chicken dinner. So now I got all the chili for me for the week.
Were they saying, no, we don't want it, Mom, because...
Maybe, I don't know.
My son Freddie came over one day. He says, Dad, I'm going to cook you dinner. I said, wow. Okay. So he made sweet potato French fries, which were frozen. When he served them, they were still
Done
frozen.
that before.
And then he cooked some chicken, and the chicken wasn't fully cooked.
God.
And then he made something else, which wasn't ready. So I said to him, this is delicious. So on the French fries, I could lick them. I could suck them like a lollipop because they were frozen.
Nice and cool.
So Linda says, maybe we should put them in the microwave for a little bit longer, which they did. And yeah, it was okay. It was the effort that counts. I'm not going to tell them you can't cook. And,
Awesome.
you know, it's the effort that counts.
Watch any good movies?
I watch movies all weekend.
Anything good?
I watched a movie called The Decadence. The Decadence.
Makes me think of Oreo overload with fudge.
But this movie had a guy and a woman, and she had an affair. And she was on a boat, on somebody's boat, her affair's boat, hit her head and went into a coma and died.
Lovely movie. Happy Monday morning. to
Clooney
you.
Clooney was in it.
Oh, then it makes it a whole lot better.
So what happens is that
Sorry,
Clooney
there's an
Clooney
excuse.
finds out about the affair, and he's very upset. But he really can't be upset because he was one of the reasons that she had the affair. And then the wife of the guy finds out because he tracked the guy down. I mean, it just went on and on and on. But it was the saddest thing I had ever seen because Clooney was so involved in his legal life. He was an attorney.
That he did not pay attention.
He
to
didn't
his
pay
wife.
attention.
That is the thing.
So they ended the movie with, then the daughter became a rebellious a-hole because there was nobody home.
It's always lovely listening to your synopsis of a movie.
But this
He
movie,
had an affair, hit her head, went into coma, died. It's Clooney's fault 'cause he didn't pay attention. And then so-and-so was an a-hole. It makes me really want to...
The daughter.
You should not be writing movie reviews.
saddest movie,
Oh, actually, you should. We should do movie reviews according to Freddie.
saddest movie, it had me crying like a
You like
baby.
that, Val?
At the end of the movie, it was him, the little daughter, who they had to break the news that her mother wasn't sleeping. She must have been 8 or 10. They had explained to her her mother was going to die. And the way they shot that and the look on that little girl's face. You know, I mean, I'm in the production business, and wow. I just started bawling. And they sat down. It was him and the little girl. And then the rebellious a-hole came in. She changed her life. She sits down. And they all share 2 bowls of ice cream. That's the way they ended the movie. Because, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, she had to die. They put her, they were in Hawaii, of all places.
For the father and daughter to become close.
And it changed the whole synopsis of the movie.
I watched Bridgerton. I binge watched
Yeah, you and this Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Anyone watching it, Bridgerton? Okay, it's on Netflix. I totally binge watched. It's a period piece from 1813, set in England. Set in
I can't
London.
watch that.
You should watch it, not because of the content, but of the way the production is shot. The costumes, spectacular. The lifestyle, I must have been an aristocracy at some point in my life because they now call me,
You were Aristotle?
I was the aristocracy at some point in my life because the
Were
way
you
she just
Aristotle?
handles things. Like I can handle.
How can you watch that?
And then, episode 5, my kids call it porn.
Oh.
Why?
Because you got to watch episode 5 and 6 and the honeymoon. Holy smokes, it's a good thing Aaron watched it at his house, Chelsea watched it at hers, and we watched it at ours. Until episode 8, they were all at the house. We all watched the last episode together, and they got a little uncomfortable.
Why?
But wow.
What they show? They show breastises?
I gotta tell you, I think I need a corset because the way these women look in their dresses with their breastises, as you call it, and holy smokes, they're just all lifted up high. And Val would be right up. We should get corsets for the Brooklyn Cafe.
Val's
We got
gonna wear a
rock
corset?
fitter over there.
She's gonna wear a corset.
Did you sell corset? You need a mic. You sell corsets at Victoria at Pink? But I gotta tell you, we should maybe go back to them because your waist looks like ever so fine, and then your chest is like voluptuous. Beautiful.
Yeah, I
The
can't.
costumes, the hair. But yes, I've been watching.
I can't get
Bridgerton,
into that.
And then I know you would think it was a bore, but I watch things differently. I watch her
You
on
watch.
stage,
Let me ask you a
her
question. You watch
costumes.
La La Land at the movies?
Yes,
You watch the whole thing?
Yes.
How the hell do you do it?
because I love that. And then I listen to the score. You watching people bang their head, go unconscious, and die.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know how you and I
Little
work
action.
together.
There's a little action thriller. La La Land. My goodness. I say, okay, I'm gonna watch La La Land, and I take a thumbtack and I put it in my foot so that I step on it when I'm gonna fall out.
Can you see if my mic's on? Because it sounds like it's not on and I'm echoey.
No, it is.
So we got to check that also.
It was when I turned this mic on. That's why I don't like using it.
Why that mic made me echoey? Really?
So take it off.
I did. I made it.
Okay,
I hear
that's
you.
weird. So you think the wires are crossed?
I don't know.
Can you should say something? Let's try it out. Good morning, Valerie.
Hello.
You're
Can
on
you hear
delay.
me?
Well, I'm in here in a second.
She's on a delay listening to her phone. And yes,
Production at its best, all I can say.
and this is live.
I don't know, and everyone gets to figure this out. But I got to talk to your son yesterday about new equipment and new things and new show ideas. He's hilarious
Why is he hilarious?
because he's offering your grandson, want a Dorito? He's hilarious on many levels because he's explaining this whole new technology of equipment to me yesterday. I'm sure he explained it to you also.
The problem is that when Joey's walking around, he's learning how to speak. So
He's only 1.5, isn't he?
yeah, but he's talking already. He says no. He says stop. He says all sorts of
He
things.
says, "Give me your keys to your car, Dad."
He says a lot of things. So he wanted something. So Gio was asking him, "Do you want something to eat?" Yes. What do you want? Tata.
I'm telling you, you should watch Bridgerton.
But nobody knows what that is. So Gio goes down the whole gamut. Cheese and this until he got to Doritos and he said, "Yep, that's what I want."
But a
So
lot of new stuff for you guys to learn. We got some new things, some new toys in the house that we're going to be setting up. Some new switchers and cameras and headphones and equipment and all kinds of exciting things happening. I got calls all weekend over people wanting new shows and new ideas and new spots. So that's kind of cool.
well, it's interesting because there's all sorts of good
You
stuff.
say nice. What we're going to have to start doing is assigning people as producers to different shows like we were doing before the holidays and get back to that as the shows ramp up. We can't just hit or miss who's here and who's there. This way you become the producer of Ask Dear Abby. You become the producer of
Tracy's new show.
new show. Whatever it is we're doing. Everyone becomes the producer of the show, and that means everything. That means the elements. That means making sure the camera's right. You had a crew in and you run the board, but you become the producer of all of it because thankfully, it's too much for you and I to oversee every show. And you guys are good enough to be able to do all of that.
And
So
they
that is
want-
what's coming next.
They want to separate the morning show from the cafe midday show. So we have to do a whole revamp on the morning show.
Val, look at all the
Separate.
hashtags I put in. I couldn't find the notepad, but so I made my own.
I don't understand any of that. When you hit that hashtag, where does it take you?
I don't understand, but apparently it takes you to places that other people hit that hashtag.
So it takes you to somebody else's show? Why would you want that hashtag?
Because other people who are following the same hashtags we are, like coffee or Monday morning or Mania or.
Is that the way a hashtag works?
Yeah, like when I put hashtag black and white photography on a photo that I've taken, it goes to this hashtag black and white photography, and people will look at it and then they'll come back and follow me because that hashtag has connected them to my account, my Instagram account.
So if I'm in the account and I hit the opposite hashtag, how do I get to? Okay, this is the
If he
show.
clicks on the black and white
And here's
photography
the
hashtag.
hashtag.
it'll take
What
him
does it do?
somewhere.
Yeah.
If you hit on hashtag black and white photography on my Instagram picture,
On yours.
it will take you to the hashtag black and white photography Instagram account. And then you'll be able to see all different photographers who have done black and white photography.
Gotcha.
And when you see somebody you like, then you can follow them. So
Gotcha.
it's a place for me to grow, or to you, for Brooklyn Cafe, to grow its network of Instagram or Facebook users.
But they still have to pick the Brooklyn Cafe from all the choices.
Right? But it's an easy, free, cheap way to grow your accounts.
This
Grow
is
visibility.
like me saying, well, here's my podcast of 1 million.
But people follow it. Like I did some hashtags on Instagram over the weekend,
People following it.
and people that didn't know us found it because they followed the same hashtags, and they became followers of our account.
So you need the top 100 hashtags to be put on those hashtags.
If they're applicable. Like,
And then you say that what I talk about is complicated. Mine's is simple.
but I did it over the weekend, and new people followed based on a hashtag that I put in. I'm like, this is pretty cool. But it's consistency. It's someone has to be doing this all the time on every show.
Okay.
So that is new that we're going to be doing on all the shows also.
Well, we have some exciting news that we're going to be doing with Instagram. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag,
Because I don't understand it.
but I do. And it's interesting because we looked around and nobody's doing what we're about to underscore. So I'm excited about doing that as well. It's just a whole different way of delivery. You know, you can only deliver an egg but so many times, right? I mean, how many times can you cook an egg?
Oh, I cooked those yesterday too.
What's
Let me
up,
tell you what happened
Moses?
with that. That was
What
the
is this?
continuation of my pancake story.
What is this?
Oh, this is hot.
Morning, Slick.
I just didn't want to speak out loud.
How you doing, Slick?
Doing?
Good morning, Slick.
I'll be right back.
So that was the other side of the rest of my breakfast story. You made me think of that about eggs.
Eggs?
So I used the same skillet that I had burnt the pancakes in. It was a little buttery. I kind of poured it out and wiped it down thinking
You
it would
burned
be
the
fine.
eggs
Well, I didn't burn them, but they had this coating on them
of butter.
of butter.
So what?
But it was brown butter. So then I thought, why do I even bother? And then I go back to I'm not cooking anymore.
All right. Do you know what a paper towel roll is?
Yes.
Do you know? Because some people don't know.
Yes, I clean with it often.
Paper towel roll is your friend in the kitchen. Let me tell you how.
Tell me.
When you put excess butter on it, because now you burn your pancakes, you should wipe it all off.
I did, but I think it.
No, with water and soap and the paper
I
towel.
really wash in the paper towel. Okay.
Yeah, and then dry it really well, and then heat it up and start all over again.
Oh,
Now, Freddie likes everything mushed together. So my eggs can be like his shirt. Makes no difference to me. Makes no difference to me because I know where it originated. I know you put butter in this thing, you make pancakes, and you can put bacon in there, and you're going to be a lot of grease.
like a skillet. So that's what I was thinking. Aaron would
Like
have
a
eaten
wok.
it all together because he layers all his leftovers with breakfast and eggs and makes a skillet. So I thought it would be okay.
Of
Nobody
course.
complained. I got it. It's fine. So again, happy Sunday to you all.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
don't-
making breakfast anymore.
Why? You see, that's the problem. Don't walk away from it. Now, you take a pancake, right? You take two
That
pancakes.
battery is charged.
You take two pancakes.
Uh-huh.
You put 2 eggs in there. You put bacon, sausage,
Like
and
a
cheese.
pancake sandwich.
And then you put it out. Yeah, like that's what
Oh.
McDonald's does.
You would do that, Val.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Where's your breakfast, by the way, Cracker Barrel?
I already ate it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Did you go to the gym today, too?
I did.
How's your knee?
Pretty good.
How's that going, the gym in the morning?
I mean, it's a struggle to get up because I like to sleep in because I never get to sleep in. But once I'm up and going, I feel good.
What time did you get there?
I got there around 7:15 this morning.
Impressive. And then you go to Grandma's, change, and come here.
Mm-hmm. And
You
she
take a
makes
shower,
yeah, and she makes me an egg.
and she makes you an egg.
Mm-hmm.
You feel different? You feel good?
Yeah.
You feel younger?
I mean,
I mean, you're 12.
I-
How much younger you want to feel? Lord have mercy.
as young as I can feel at 24, I guess.
24. Wow. How was your weekend?
That was good.
I had a lazy Sunday. I was off.
That's what I had. I had
Had a-
playoff lazy Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Playoffs. So the playoffs for football? Anybody
Right.
see
You watch
football?
I don't watch
A
football.
little bit.
You didn't watch it?
Teddy should be so happy right now.
Yeah, Brady got in.
So
What'd I
you're
tell you?
upset?
Yeah.
Don't you? I told you. I don't get you. You don't follow. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Write it down. The Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Buffalo Bills next week.
I
Oh,
don't
they-
know
they
about
will.
that.
They
one.
will lose. No?
I don't know.
I
about
thought
that
they were
one.
going to lose with
against,
Mahomes.
You're
They're
right.
not going to have Mahomes because of concussion protocol.
That's
So he ain't going to be, and that Henning kid ain't going to be
he's
good
gone.
enough to
Kansas,
beat.
Henny is from Dolphins.
He ain't
So
good enough to
he
beat
is
the
interception
Bills.
machine.
So it's going to be
Nobody
the
could beat
Buffalo
Kansas City.
Bills. Check this out. Buffalo Bills. Now, who do
Buffalo
you like
doesn't-
between Green Bay and the GOAT, Brady?
Green Bay, of course.
If
No.
if it's
I'm a Milwaukee
snowing,
girl.
if
Sorry.
it's snowing, I give it a Green Bay.
No,
But
it's
if the
Bucks.
weather is nice,
It's the Bucks.
Brady's going to win.
No, but not even if it's snowing because
No,
Brady
no.
plays
Snowing?
in the snow. Brady played in the snow.
Yeah, but not the rest of them.
So it was Brady all along. It wasn't the coach. It was Brady.
Well, the coach has to learn to trust Brady, and that was the problem. Brady says, "Listen, I got this."
How was Tampa before Brady?
Terrible.
They weren't even in the playoffs.
That's what I thought. And now Brady brings them.
Yeah, but they also are loaded. They got Antonio Brown. They got the G man. They
That
got.
shows you one person can make a difference.
Well, he also has players.
Did he always? Or all these players?
No,
are new
these
this
players
year
all
also?
this year.
Ah.
Yeah, all this year since
They brought
just
him in 'cause everybody wants to play
the
with Brady.
LeBron effect.
I was gonna say just
The
like
LeBron
when
effect. Yeah.
But
everybody.
Green Bay is playing at the top of their game. The coach of Green Bay, the offensive coordinator, his son, is coming to the Jets. So now everybody's saying, "Oh yes, Jets are going to be horrible next year." And don't get me wrong, I like
because
the
they were
pick.
so good this year.
Well, they don't have players. You can't play this game without players, man.
No.
I never liked the Jets because they always beat the Dolphins.
That's
Are you a
right.
big Dolphin fan?
Yeah.
Not this year. Though.
Well, I
They beat
live
us
here,
twice.
so you know. Right now, I'm Tampa Bay because
You're
of
like whoever
Florida.
winning. You
I'm,
just go with the Florida people.
yeah, whoever's Florida wins.
Imagine Tampa Bay playing in Tampa for the Super Bowl.
They are.
That they will.
That would be the
that'd
deal.
awesome.
And that wouldn't that be
Supposed to
something?
there, remember?
But wouldn't that be something for the NFL
Yeah.
to have Tampa in Tampa?
Yeah.
I just see this upset up in Green Bay. Not get me wrong, Green Bay to me is the best team coming out in the NFC. I think. But my
the way
God,
the
this
politics-
guy, the politics,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and this guy, he just doesn't lose, man. Now,
He's cheating.
Bree, the saddest thing I got to see this morning was the reading about Bree and his family on the football field because he's hanging up his cleats. He's done.
You should have did
He's
that last
retiring.
year.
He's 40 years of age. He
Breeze?
was horrible. Breeze lost the
Oh,
game
Drew
for
Brees.
he lost the game for New Orleans. He threw 2 picks and that was the end of the game. If they had started, I don't know the kid's number 7.
Winston.
If they had started Winston, they would have won.
Yeah, but like
That team is loaded.
Breeze always does that. His team's always loaded, and it always ends up with the Saints.
Well, who was Winston playing for? I thought
He was
playing
playing
for
for the
Tampa.
Bucks. He did a flea flicker last night. He was playing for the Bucks last year, and now he threw a touchdown on the Bucks this year, but they still lost.
Number 7,
Playing for
is
the
that
Saints.
Winston?
Yeah, that's Winston.
That
James.
kid is going to be the quarterback of the future. But last night you had Breeze there with his family,
Mhm.
'cause he's a family guy, and Brady came out, and him and Brady were talking with the family, and they wouldn't allow anybody close to them, and they were there talking about their careers. I mean, you're talking about he's hanging it up, and Brady's right behind him next year. He's going to hang it up. And they said they're going to be playing together in Canton because those are 2 future Hall of Famers, But it's sad to it's sad for me because here I am. I watched Bree when he was a rookie.
Yeah, Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him when he started the game, and I watched him for 25 years?
What is it with guys getting emotional over football?
It
Not
happens,
football, the players.
Seriously.
It
I
happen-
mean,
when I had to
oh
look-
wait, the birth of my child, that's lovely, but Dan Marino, he retired
Yeah, it was sad.
and it makes me teary eyed.
I didn't care about Marino.
You didn't
Breeze
care
and
about Dan
Brady.
Marino? Oh,
Don't care about
come on.
Marino.
I don't think people don't get that emotional over the birth of their children and their grandchildren. Men don't, but the retirement of a football
But you
player
have
that
to-
you don't even know that
But-
you talk to.
But you
every
have to look
week.
at the
Yes.
legacy. Okay, Michael Jordan beat up on my
Why
Knicks
is it
for
that
4
the big
years.
men so emotional? Was my question. Zach, do the same thing or
Like a
no?
weird
Your
attack.
dad
Both yes, not over football.
over what?
Zach is NASCAR. My dad is baseball.
All right, so still over sports. They
Yes.
get emotional.
I couldn't explain it. I don't know why.
Because,
I don't get
guys
that vested into anything
guys-
except Bridgerton.
guys get vested in the struggle of man. We talked about this.
Really?
Yes, sometimes a football team that's not supposed to win wins because it's the will of man. Do you know how? I guess you don't understand because you don't understand
I'm
football.
not a man.
No, there are women that understand. You just
Well,
don't
like
understand.
when New Orleans, after the hurricane and New Orleans won, that to me was an amazing story. Just like New York when you told me when the two teams played after the catastrophe that was in New York. That to me is the will of the people coming together and supporting
Mike
a community
Piazza hitting the home run after
that was
9/11.
supporting a community that was very much hurting.
Well, look
those are the feel good.
But look at J.J. Watts after the hurricane, what he did.
I was looking at J Lo's new skincare yesterday, but yeah.
Well, J.J. Watts
Oh,
took his
shit.
salary and he paid for people's homes.
That I get. But
So
the
did
retirement
Dubriz.
of Dubriz, I'm like, oh,
He
okay,
took
so he
his
retired.
money and put it towards COVID-19, towards people that didn't
Didn't
have.
a lot of other people do the same thing?
No, not at this level of the game. And you got to understand that there are certain things that go on in sports that's unheard of. A guy comes up to bat and he hits a home run, like Reggie Jackson hitting 4 home runs in a game. The will of man. You know how hard it is to play at that level? They make it look easy. A baseball coming at you at 102 miles an hour. Blink. It passed you.
But they play
Hold
really-
on.
get paid really well to do that.
Blink. That ball passed you. And you have to be able to hit that ball. I understand, but the object of the game is this: a surgeon that performs heart surgery.
This is your take on it.
Hold
when
on.
You get emotional.
A surgeon. You know something about medicine. Your
Yes.
dad is a doctor, your husband, everybody's a doctor. A surgeon that performs a heart operation and he's 100% successful. Is he worth all the money you pay him?
You know what they get for open heart surgery?
Is he worth every nickel?
Yes.
How much? Do
If
you-
a guy only is successful,
$3,000.
Really?
if a guy is only
That's
successful one time out of 100 and you don't pay him, is he worth the money?
You didn't pay him.
Exactly. So in baseball, football, basketball, and hockey, you got guys that are these heart surgeons, except that they get 60,000 people a
The
day
point was, why do you get emotional over it?
because it's the will of man.
Why do you get emotional over it?
I actually get emotional with golf.
Well, okay, but why?
Golf.
Yeah,
Why
I guess so. Tiger Woods has never been one.
it's
The
not
bear.
even time. It's not even time. I like Rick Fowler. I like Thomas, Justin. I like all of them. You know, it's
You play golf?
no.
The
But
conversation gets better and better.
but I love golf. I just
You know
love
how
it.
hard it is to hit a ball 150 yards into a little cup the size of a can?
No.
It's hard. You ever play?
Mini golf. I'm lucky I get it past.
You
the
ever
window.
play football? You ever coach football? You ever play baseball? You ever coach baseball?
Cheerlead.
Basketball? You ever coach basketball? You ever been in a locker room full of kids or grown men, as after they look what they look like after a football game? You ever seen a train wreck and a body in front of that train, and they come away and every part of their body is black and blue? I had to ice up my son one day from a high school football game. There was more black and blue on him than on your head of hair.
Wow.
And he had to get up, not the next day, but the day after, because you get one day off, and start again. And you had to pad that black and blue so it doesn't turn into a blood clot. Do you understand how physical professional sports
But
is?
they choose that.
Of course they choose that, but I'm just saying, you're asking me,
Why you get emotional?
I coached that. I never got to coach in the
still
NFL.
emotional, right?
But do you know how hard?
Oh.
You know what a broken leg looks like that's turned completely around, and you got to hold a kid's hand who's 17 and tell him you're going to be okay, and meanwhile he's hysterical and going into shock?
That's why I don't understand the sport at all.
But that's what the
I
game
understand, I
is.
don't understand why they do it.
Well, they're not doing it as much anymore. Is that high schools are actually having difficulty now fielding teams because parents are not allowing their kids to play football at that level because of what you're talking about with regard to the brutality.
If some
Or
players are at
concussions.
that high level, and we have some great players from South Florida that come out of Belgrade, Pahokee,
Some of the best.
Miami, some of the best players. Then we've
Lamar
got other
Jackson.
schools, we
Lamar
talked about it,
Jackson.
that aren't at that level, but yet they're competing against these other players that are at the level, and those are the ones that are getting hurt. So it becomes very
In
difficult.
college, they're beginning to see the separation of power. But it's always been there. Alabama, Georgia, LSU, those boys are huge compared to FAU and stuff. So they are seeing it.
UF, Miami.
They're
got
seeing it.
some
Miami's
good players.
catching up, but what's happening is they're catching up. Now, to argue your point about playing high school football, I know a kid that was on a
Wait.
bicycle and
But I
he
have to
fell
stop
off
you
his.
I have to stop you because Miami kind of like built the NFL, like the Miami players, the Miami
You
like
You have one good
you-
team.
UM?
No,
Get
it's not
over
one
it.
good team.
Get over yourself.
No, it's not one good team.
Yeah, one good team.
No,
Who did you have?
No, no.
Don't mention anybody on that 80s
No,
team.
yeah,
Who
no,
else you got?
I'm not saying 80s
The
team.
80s
We
team
have
was
Ed
huge.
Reed. We had Ed Reed. We had Ray Lewis. Miami brought so many like defensive
Yes,
players.
but they didn't make the NFL.
But I feel like there was a big part of like
Even
the
Jimmy
big
Johnson
structure.
came out of Miami.
Like,
Okay, so what? Jimmy Johnson had 4 good years. Next.
No. They were a part of the NFL.
And they got rid of
mix.
Jimmy Johnson
Them
'cause he
and
was a
Alabama
maniac.
and like I would say, I don't know, some probably.
But tell me
Northeastern
who?
school, like Syracuse.
Let
me
Ray
look it up
Lewis.
because
Look it
I
up.
feel like
Ray
you're
Lewis,
talking
yes.
about
I'll give you
Miami,
Ray
like,
Lewis. Outside of Ray Lewis, you give me The Rock, who
got
made more
Ed Reed.
movies than caught
No,
any 12
Ed
passes.
Reed. I give you Ed Reed. I give you Terrell
Ed
Suggs.
Reed
I
from
give
the
you
Ravens.
Jamal-
I give you
Okay.
Jamal Lewis.
Michael Irvin, I'll give you some of my.
Hold
Not
on,
a lot.
Others?
Again, they
I
didn't
give you
make
Sean
football.
Taylor.
Who?
I give you Sean Taylor. You ever heard of Sean Taylor? let me,
Yes, I heard of Sean Taylor.
Okay.
But he didn't make the NFL.
Yes, he did. He was a Redskin.
No, he didn't. Was he Lawrence Taylor?
No, I'm not saying.
Now, did Lawrence Taylor change the
I'm
game?
talking about
Time out. Did Lawrence Taylor change the game?
I can't say Lawrence. Oh yeah,
He changed the
did,
defensive
yeah.
side
I
of the
know
game.
who changed the game that came from Miami. Frank Gore.
Oh yes, most definitely. He is on the track of like I'll say almost
Thank you,
3,000.
PBS.
PBS, I'll give you. I'm gonna give you.
right
I'm gonna
now.
give you longevity.
No, we're not talking about
I'm
longevity.
gonna give you longevity.
Miami's in the mix.
But who's
with,
better,
like, Alabama.
Earl Campbell or Frank Gore? O.J. Simpson or Frank Gore?
Frank
Frank
Gore.
Gore.
Yeah, that's
No
a
way.
yeah.
He's
You
still
guys
playing.
didn't watch O.J. play. It don't matter that he's still
OJ
playing.
But totally different games back when OJ played.
No,
Most
O.J.
definitely.
Juice was. Forget about his personal life. He's a maniac. I get it. But Juice can run. Walter Payton, sweetness.
Did you sleep this weekend?
Yeah, sweetness.
Frankie,
Who's
was
better,
asleep?
sweetness
Doesn't sound like
or
it.
Gore?
You got Walter Payton.
The man, Walter Payton, probably the best running back I ever saw play.
Walter Payton.
Oh, it's nice of you. Thank you for playing.
Well,
I mean,
Let's just
I would
ask
have
the
to
question
hardly
and get it to the top. Who's the best player of all time?
football?
It depends on
Football.
position.
No.
Can't do that.
But they
A
all
quarterback
do it.
and a
There's always
linebacker.
The debate.
The greatest quarterback I saw play. You gotta understand. These guys have been watching since '69. Is Tom Brady, the best quarterback, the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. At his age, he's still winning. He's still taking nosedives to score touchdowns when guys on the Jets won't do that. That's number one. Bart Starr, Johnny Unitas, Joe Namath. These guys could throw ball through a pin. You ever seen when people take a tire?
Wow.
Do it from 10 yards. Try from 50 yards and hitting that. Try it.
Who do you think's best players?
Me, I don't watch enough to know, but
Oh.
I want to know it. but they always
had like a name.
But they always get to that debate. It's like the debate of who's the best basketball player, and it's always between LeBron and Michael
Michael
Jordan.
I still think Michael. And they're going to all argue because they never saw Michael play.
But does it matter
never
in basketball whether
Sure.
the position, like you're talking about, or can we say that Tom Brady is
A
the
quarter-
best player of all
A
time?
quarterback cannot switch positions to be a
You think
lineman.
Tom Brady's the best player of all time?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. You
Yeah.
like being that there's like two different sides to football. Being
On
that there's
quarterback.
defense and offense.
Yeah.
Like
Positions.
in basketball, it's easy to call out who's the best player, but like you have to pick out like at least 3 players from football to say
Yeah, but in
who's your best
basketball-
My
player.
best player, in
Yeah.
basketball of all time was
Yeah.
Julius Erving. I don't care what nobody
The doctor.
says.
I met him in person.
Yeah, he's
I lived in New York. I went to Jersey to watch this man play. He see a finger roll from behind the board. First guy to ever do it. But I gotta tell you, in basketball,
It's easy to call
LeBron could play center if he had to. Not that
Yeah.
that's his position.
True.
But LeBron is athletic enough to play center. A quarterback cannot play lineman. He cannot play running back. He cannot be a receiver. So when you ask who's the greatest, you got to break it down by position. But to get back to the incident with high schoolers getting hurt, I had a kid riding a bicycle who hit the sidewalk in New York City, fell on his head,
Yeah.
had a concussion, and died. He wasn't playing anything. See, the object of football is not to get kids hurt. Is to teach them the proper way of tackling and everything else, taping up ankles correctly, taping kids correctly. I did Pop Warner, nobody got hurt. I won championships with 6 and 7 year olds, nobody ever got hurt. What's happening is the game has become more violent because people are trying to get out and become superstars. So are you willing to sacrifice your body to play 4 years in the NFL, which is the average life? You only play 4 years in the NFL is the
Is
average.
that true?
Look it up.
Val's bored.
Well, how
Huh?
long did Gronkowski did? What's his name?
Greg Gretzky,
The,
one of the greatest hockey players.
no, Gronkowski. What's his name? He played
Oh,
for Tampa.
Gronk?
Yeah, Gronk.
Gronk.
He played with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he was the
Okay, so-
best tight end. And
How
when
How
he-
big was
God.
he?
He's huge.
Huh?
He's still playing.
Huge.
I
He's
think
still
he's really good.
He ain't good now. He's not a threat
Can you
anymore.
imagine all those guys coming in here with us having one bathroom?
Okay.
Ooh.
What are they gonna eat the bathroom?
You know what happens. See, this is like
No,
girl
tell me what
brain.
happens.
I don't know, but all we need is Pierre and
No,
that
no,
other
no.
one.
Tell me what happens. They use the bathroom men.
And I just don't think. I think we'd be unclogging.
You're turning red. You're turning red. So let me get this right. You see a football player, you think that he uses the bathroom bigger than anybody else.
No doubt.
You got some serious issues.
All right, so then if all these guys are getting hurt and the game's more violent, what's your take on college players pushing to unionize and get paid because of that violence that's going on and the probability that they're not going to make it?
I don't think, my bad. I don't think like the college players are like wanting to get paid because of like the injuries. Probably that's like one of the issues, but like they're marketing their names out on games and the college players are not getting any payment for like their likeness being used or their jerseys being sold. So that's like, I'll say that's one of the biggest reasons why college players were wanting to get paid. The injury probably came out what is it, after the fact, but I know these college players always want to play.
The problem is that's a multiple
They just didn't like the
layered
light- yeah.
answer to that question. They discovered that colleges that weren't putting football product out
Mhm.
there suffered tremendously financially because football in college is big money, big money. So a college player to get paid, you have to look at what the college player gets in return. He gets scholarships to get an education. Now, if you're a college player and you're doing practice and getting beat up, it's really difficult to do that. Should players get paid? The problem with players getting paid is accountability. So I'm going to pay him to play a football game. He's the greatest receiver in the country. He can change a game like this. If you see Alabama, what they did to Ohio State, that one kid, and he dislocated his hand. Otherwise, he would have broken every record in the world. This guy was running past them. He was so fast, right?
What was the game where he hopped? Was that Notre Dame where he jumped? He hurtled
That was
over.
Notre Dame.
That was unbelievable.
So the problem is that this guy has all this power, and somebody comes to him and offers him $1 million, and he begins to drop some easy catches. And that's the biggest fear, that you get to these kids selling jerseys and everything else, accountability. These kids aren't trustworthy enough to say, I want you to be responsible
But
and
don't
we're
you
going
think
to
there's
pay
so
you.
much more to it because you've
There
got
is.
different socioeconomic kids coming into
There
these
is.
schools.
Most definitely.
They've got different role models that are helping them get where they get.
Mhm.
There's so many layers to it that
There
they
is.
want to get unionized, they want to get paid because this is their one chance in life to get out from where they were. And then there's others
The 60
that might have
second
been
player.
a kicker and they came from a good family. You know what? They're going to get through college and it doesn't matter if they make it to the NFL. They're still going to have a career in something and be successful.
So then colleges have to take a hit on the money they generate. If they generate $1 billion and the players want to have monies, you're going to have to make accountability changes.
But it brings a lot of money, and we went through this with the
Tons
pandemic
of
without the
money.
games. I was watching figure skating over the weekend, which I love watching figure skating. They've got the cardboard people in the stands.
They do.
Cardboard
I was
people.
watching.
NBA has the screens. The best is
You don't
wrestling.
realize there's cardboard people until they do a close up and they're like zooming and like you guys are just like little head busts and like wow.
The best is wrestling. They have a TV monitor in every chair.
Yep.
One of those. And every one, or one of these, one this size. And every one of those monitors has a person or two or three. So when you pay, you get on your computer and you're at the game and you're going like this. And they show it. You see it?
Mhm.
It is the funniest thing. They're doing it in the NBA as well.
Mhm.
And they're doing it more and more because it's in Orlando, WWF, the WWE, the wrestlers. If packed house, they got 60,000 monitors in there.
Different ways to make
If
money.
we
I
had the
guess.
money, I would bring in 100 monitors in here and people could see the show and be on TV. And you put a camera on.
Actually, the crew asked over the last week. You know, we've got an electrical outlet like here.
Yeah.
In that second studio.
Yeah.
And they asked why, and I said because you're going to be mounting a TV there. Oh, you asked me.
Yeah, I
And I
think.
said we're going to put like an arm, and you wanted
Are
to
we?
mount a TV.
Yeah, are
I
we
never
doing?
said that, but okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
you
why I
might
said
as
it was
well.
there.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what you did.
What do you?
Yeah,
what do you?
of
what do you-
course.
what do you call that?
My condom.
Is that what it's called? After 5 years, you believe everything I
He
say.
told me, Kathy, for the longest time these are called condoms. So to me, it made sense. They were called my condoms. So we have this whole thing on air a couple months ago, and they're not.
Wow.
They're called covers. But
But it serves kind of the same purpose,
apparently,
right?
but you know, one cover is one condom. So it's all
So,
I can
so
know.
let me get this right. You think I put a plug up on the ceiling
No,
because
you
I'm putting
didn't. But you
camera?
said you were gonna no.
No, you said you
A
was gonna
monitor,
a
TV
mount a
monitor.
monitor. Yeah.
But there's one up there already. You want another
Studio
one?
B.
No, Studio B.
Oh yes. We're gonna put some TVs in.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember seeing a plug up there.
Yeah.
Is there?
Well,
There's-
now that the wall's beautifully painted, it
Yes.
kind of stands out.
Now you
So
have to
yes.
bring Mr. New Yorker back.
Oh.
Let him do that. I ain't doing that. It's a very technical
He
thing.
may be in town. We'll have to see. But lots of stuff going on. Hard
Yeah.
to believe we're already got Small Talk with Val coming up today.
I guess.
There's no school today. Today happens to be. We should.
There's supposed to be some people coming in.
Today, really? Everyone I've got is virtual, so I don't know who you got.
Summer's son.
Oh, right. Because it's MLK, so the kids are off of school. So we're doing a whole set on kids and our Teens Network virtually because today
Okay.
is no school. Is MLK Day.
Oh, okay.
Martin Luther King, which was funny because Friday, Kenny Love said he was having MLK. Remember we had this whole thing?
Yeah.
We did not resurrect him. He was not here in the studio, but it was a tribute to MLK.
I'm not gonna say nothing about that, but okay. It's funny because I'm laughing. The news is talking about, Martin Luther King's words are more significant today than ever in the history of this country because those words are really necessary right now. People to hear it.
25,000 troops in the Capitol.
25, and the funny thing about it is that they are vetting all 25,000.
Yep.
Because now they found that some military personnel was involved in this stupidity on Wednesday. And then the funniest part, what I was laughing at hysterically this morning, you have people that storm the Capitol, and there's this one particular woman who says, I was just doing what my president told me to do,
What?
and I think he should pardon me. So now they're all looking for pardons because Trump is leaving Wednesday. And between now and Wednesday, he has the power to pardon, and you can't stop him.
Do you think he's going to pardon anyone?
If he does, then he will get impeached.
Most
He was
definitely.
impeached.
He did.
Yeah.
You're only
just
half impeached. You only get impeached
It's like only being a little bit pregnant.
when the Senate.
Yeah.
When the Senate.
Just a little bit.
impeaches him.
It's 2 weeks along.
It's name calling.
So he's a little bit impeached. Yeah.
It's name calling. And right now he stands to be impeached.
He's
But if
in limbo.
The Senate does it.
Yeah.
Now they told him if you pardon one of these criminals, then you're guilty because and then if he's pardoning them, like Stone, and I had Stone on multiple
Why was he
shows.
there?
He was an instigator that led at Marco Rubio's house. He had people there.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's all sorts of twists and turns. But we're going to see what Mr. Trump will be in town. Mr. Trump.
Yep, that's what
Wow.
they're gonna
Is
be
it
calling
Mr. Trump or President Trump?
Is he?
President
Is he gonna be in town like
President
Florida,
Trump.
like
Trump.
West Palm Beach?
He's coming down Wednesday. And so he wanted a military send-off, and the Pentagon said no.
What?
Is he going up to Mar-a-Lago?
Yep.
where he's
No,
not
I
allowed
didn't
to
know
live?
he could be there.
No, he's going to go there Wednesday. They got a 30-day right to to. He has a 30-day right to find a place to live, so they're gonna put him there for 30 days.
Oh, he has 30 days to stay at Mar-a-Lago because the agreement that he signed with the city of Palm Beach is that no one can stay at Mar-a-Lago over 7 days. You can only stay there if you're a club member 3 times a year for 7 days max each time.
Yeah, I know, but he told him if you want 10,000 people down on your Mar-a-Lago, you let me stay 30 days, and they're gonna let him stay.
Oh, they're
But
gonna let him stay.
they're gonna, he's
Because
gonna
this
move.
group is
He's
gonna
gonna
be-
move out. I mean, he has nowhere to go because New York City said no, we don't want you here, so he can't go.
God,
to
he
New
killed
York.
all his.
I don't know. There's a Hampton Inn. Great
Yeah,
Escapes
like,
getaway that
most
was like a month
definitely.
rental,
You know,
I'm
it's,
sure.
it's
Sheridan
There's
Suites,
a
a
couple
Westin. There's a Westin. There isn't
you
there
know,
a
it's,
Westin?
it's really, it's really,
Melania can have a 2-story bathroom.
Yeah.
There's her suite. There's plenty of suites available.
you know,
Security rooms
it's
there.
really funny. But as American citizens, what a black guy would take it for this.
Most there.
Well, that is why I'm hoping Wednesday goes off without a hitch, because as a country, as who we are, as a nation,
Yeah.
what we represent to the rest of the world, all kidding aside, this is tremendous. And what I am loving that I get to see is our kids' generation stepping up in the political world. And I see where Aaron's wanting to go, and I was talking to a friend, and she said, oh, so-and-so's son is here. He should reach out to him. And to watch these kids in their mid-20s truly strive to make a difference in our political culture is amazing. Because you forget, as your kids grow, so do all their friends grow up, and they're all doing different things that impact different lives. And Aaron had some friends over yesterday, and I was like, wow, you guys are still 3 goofy kids, but they all stand for something really strong, trying to make a difference in this world, which is amazing.
It is.
And how old is Aaron?
26.
26. Great.
Future Senator of Florida. I had called that. Yeah, I want dibs on that because I called it when I first met him.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. It's funny. I lost 3 friends of the family over the weekend to coronavirus
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
New York City.
Terrible. Terrible.
But you know, I mean, again, my condolences.
It's like, oh,
But,
by the way,
but it's just annoying because still people that I know are acting ridiculously stupid, and I say that to their faces. I say it to their back. You don't act stupid on something that's gonna. What are we approaching? 400,000 now,
Yeah.
deaths?
Yep.
And I don't want to hear about the definition of. You know, if you have a heart attack, that's not coronavirus.
but there are people that get it and don't even know where they get it from. And then there are those that do these other things that expose themselves, and if they get it, they have outwardly put themselves in the position. But there are people that don't.
How do you get the flu?
I mean, there are people, my parents had friends that stayed in their house in New York City. They did not leave their apartment. They didn't even go get the mail.
They met
They both got it.
somebody. The 3
then they
people in
were-
my family didn't leave their house either.
That's what I'm saying.
But now they're finding out that somebody made a delivery, and they had a conversation, and there we go, and the dance begins.
One family
One family, 3 brothers.
passed away? That's terrible. That's so sad.
the
I'm
South
so
Bronx.
sorry. Wow.
And again, I mean, they'll be remembered and everything else. They're gonna do what they gotta do. But the problem I'm having here is the reaction of people still not taking this thing seriously, and it's a problem. You know, the other day on Friday, I came in and I told the crew that there was so many things happening here that I want everybody to get up and wash their hands, and the only person that did was that gentleman right there.
Thank you.
True story.
Yes. Very
Anybody
true.
else follow you?
Nobody else followed me.
And that's the problem.
But another
Problem.
thing is, like, for me, you know, with the coronavirus, what other precautions do you take besides washing?
Wearing your clothes every night.
Yeah, well, I actually take Alka-Seltzer Cold Pluses, like, every morning and every night when I go to bed. I figure that helps me. I don't know.
The cleaner you are, the more you wash your hands, your face, your hands. The cleaner you are, staying away from people. The cleaner you are, the less likely. Doesn't mean that it's going to work all the time. You know, I mean, you got to weigh out your own accountability, your own life. And my son, who's 28 and thinks he's Superman, you know, I seen, and the kid I'm talking about was 28, his brother was 32, and the other one was 34, and all 3 died.
Oh my
So I don't
gosh,
want to
Freddie.
hear Superman stories no
They all
more.
died from corona?
Yeah, and I don't want to hear no more Superman. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. It's going to fall on deaf ears because somebody has to be left behind to tell the tale. And here we go. So all I'm asking is keep your head down, be patient. See what happened over the weekend, people fighting. Now they're going to use the churches, right, to distribute the vaccine. Except that everybody showed up and there was no vaccine. Really? I mean, what the hell's going on?
Well, I did see a post, and I should reshare it from Dory from Schlossberg, that if you were in a senior community and you would like them to distribute the vaccine, there was a whole protocol of who to write to, who to call to get that in your community. So,
But there's no vaccine to distribute.
so I will share that out.
So I got into an argument with somebody over the weekend because I said bring in the National Guard, and that's what happened with Linda Works. The National Guard came and gave the injection, and they
Really?
all they don't have enough nurses. So I said to Linda, and she argued with me because there is a protocol. Apparently, you people in the medical community have a protocol. To stick a needle in your arm, you got to know how to do it. Now I'm a diabetic, and I was putting it in my belly, my arm, my neck, my ear. I never had a problem. I can't stick a
But you're
needle in
giving
your
it to
arm.
yourself.
Excuse me?
You're doing it to yourself,
Which
not other
hurts a
people.
whole lot more.
But you have to have protocols and training, and
You
but
know
they are.
something?
However,
Facts.
they are out there asking for nurses and physicians
Mm-hmm.
who are willing to go give the vaccine. They're paying a tremendous amount of money.
Tremendous. I'll do it
hourly
for free.
to do this.
Give me the needles. Give me the place to go, and I will do it for free.
You just got to get the vaccines. That's the thing.
But they
Instead of-
won't do it. They won't let me do it. I don't get this. You know, we talked about I would play professional sports for free. So my son says that's because you can't play.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Right?
You said that?
Yeah, my son. He
Nice.
says that, Freddie. He
Either
says,
one.
yeah, of course you play for free because you can't play. But even if I could play,
Yeah.
I would play it for free. Give me the needles. I'll give it out. I'll go to every community you want me to get. I'm going to get dressed like a bubble soup man.
Here's what I find interesting is even some of the people that are giving it through Walgreens and CVS, they haven't received the vaccines yet. But
No.
yet they're giving it. So to me, if you're frontline and you're giving the vaccines and you're being exposed to all of these people, you should be the first ones to get it before you go
That makes no sense.
give it. So that to me makes no sense because you're exposed to more and more people.
Well, let me ask you a question. Suppose that Slick works in a bodega, and he's been open.
I do.
He's been open 24/7
I do.
since the very beginning.
Okay.
Let's say,
Yeah.
is he a frontline worker?
I can say. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it wasn't for him, nobody would eat, right?
Yes.
Frontline worker.
Yes.
Okay. So I got into an argument, the definition of frontline worker. He's not a frontline worker, they tell me. Why? Well, because he's not a doctor
No,
or
they're saying
pharmacist.
They're
or
saying they are, and they're saying teachers are as well.
anybody dealing with the situation, to me, goes first in line. Anybody. Because that to me is a frontline worker.
Agreed.
So they get into this whole argument over the weekend of what a frontline worker is. Really? I mean, what is wrong with people?
People just like to argue because
Yeah.
the state of what it is when 2020 ended and everyone thought January 1st was going to change and everyone's going to be happy and rainbows and unicorns.
Yep.
I only
Same
wish everyone
thing.
came to my
Oh, yeah.
side of the world and rainbows and unicorns. And my Swarovski crystal yoga
Mm-hmm.
angel here, which I think she's
Oh, that's
spectacular, by the way. And yes, she is for sale and everything is here. Isn't she beautiful, though?
Absolutely.
I'm going to change the subject. But
Why?
yes, it should all be rainbows
Why are
and
we
unicorns.
changing the subject?
Because it's 10:01.
It's
We
the
got things
morning
to do.
show. It's the morning show. Has nothing to do with the midday show. I'm going to change it all up.
Oh, so how
Do you know that as of the 14th of January begins the real year, the new year?
Okay.
Every business owner out there, now we start. That
Why?
thing before, because before it was pomp and circumstance.
Why January 14th, though?
Because this is when the real deal begins to become. Now it becomes real. Now, if you want to do business, now is the time to do business. I got people marching in here today because the light
But
bulb
today's
has
the
turned
18th.
on. Well, it was 2 weeks in the weekend.
I'm just wondering where you got the
Today.
number from.
It starts today. Starts today.
Just trying to figure out why. Okay, I'm thinking. Oh,
Because
I'm thinking Three Kings Day was the 6th. Where to get
because
the 14th?
you had all that
but today's the
party and stuff.
18th.
It gets real now.
I'm glad you caught that.
It gets real now.
I love having fun with you. Happy Monday morning, Mania.
Semantics. That's what you're all about.
Always semantics, baby.
Don't
Someone's
stick-
got to keep you straight.
I can't put a needle in your arm because I don't have the word doctor before my name. So I'm holding on to the needle until somebody comes to give you this. Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Semantics.
You hit my muscle and you do something because you're not trained to do it.
Seriously?
I'm not seriously. I'm
Seriously?
not
Okay.
seriously. I'm
When
not
when
gonna be
was-
happy.
When I was in ICU, they had to do a blood job. What they call that with the
Blood
artery?
gas?
A blood gas on my arm. Okay, she had to use that vein there. For 15 minutes, she blew up my arm. Then she went to this arm. And I says, take it out. And she's a professional, only one in the hospital who could do it. And I complained to my doctor. And he looked at my arms and he says, what the hell is that? So I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
If I got something that could save your life, I ain't going to miss. What do you think I'm going to miss? You show me where in the arm it's got to go. Now, there's no science to this. Linda got one in her shoulder blade. Then she got one in the arm. I don't want to hear it. They ain't no better than me. They don't put their pants on differently.
Well, not everyone is you. Let's just leave it.
No,
at that.
but he could do it. She could do it. You could do it. You know what? This is not normal. You think this is normal that we have to wait till a doctor shows up here? I'm sorry. I'm going to wait for the next 6 years before he gets here.
Do you know how many things are out there that are pending, that there are home tests and there are viral protocols that aren't approved in our country that exist?
This
That
ain't,
we can't even talk about
Yeah, but
because
this
they
ain't
exist,
that.
but they're not approved here.
this ain't that. You got
Same thing.
400,000 people dying. You got hospital beds overflowing. We got to get a little smarter.
How about wear a mask? How about let's start with
Wait,
A
you
mask
get the
mandate.
shot. You still got to wear the
how
mask.
about a mask?
How about finding people to put injections in people?
There are people that are willing to do it. You have to get, like whoever just said, we need the vaccine though.
Correct.
You need the medicine to inject it.
Need
It
the
needs to
solution.
be-
Don't get me.
here
Just
to
don't
inject
get.
it.
Don't get me
So
started.
You've already started.
Are you scared of needles? Because for me, I'm afraid of needles.
I'm not scared of them if they know what they're doing. So I went to get my antibodies tested last weekend, and the guy's like, well, last week I had a thing with a guy and I missed. Because someone walked in and said, are you okay? He goes, yeah, I'm good. I said, all right. He goes, but don't worry, I'm not going to miss on you. It was just the one time I never miss. I go, okay. He goes to do it. Oh, I missed.
He missed.
Oh.
And he's a
Wait,
pro.
mine was they pricked my finger to do the antibody test.
He's like, oh, I missed. And I said, so now that you're going to make me faint, could you think maybe you could call on that other woman who came in before and try it again? Oh, I'm so sorry. You were the guinea pig. I'm like, mm-hmm. So, yes, I get why they don't want you
You're
to
better
do
off
it.
with letting me do it. Me, the unprofessional. Now, when you're unprofessional, you're going to be more careful because you don't want to miss.
Do it, yeah.
These other people, they're saying, and they're talking over here,
Yeah.
and they're sticking the needle in the arm and say, yo, homie, over here. Eat
Correct.
that over there. Over here.
Yeah, they have the ones where we actually had them on the show where they prick your finger and they do it in that quick test.
Sweet. Did you have antibodies or not?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope.
So
It's all
stay
good.
covered.
Exactly the point.
My uncle had to put a needle in my eye because I had a cyst to drain it. So he took out this long needle, and he says to me, do you trust
But
me?
your uncle's a doctor.
Yeah. So what? He missed.
All right, on that note, everyone, stay tuned. Small Talk for Val coming up at 10:30.
Maybe.
She's like, maybe. Absolutely. See what she's going to be talking about. Corset. We should reinvent the corset and the bra, where you can mix match the bra. At our merch store, I brought some merchants. We can talk about that today. So a lot of good things happening, and it is MLK Day. So the kids and the teens are off for school. So if you are out driving around, please be careful. They were on their bikes. They are outside, and we're going to be doing a virtual show midday. So stay tuned. Have a great morning, everyone. We'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.